Today we're going to make isometric part number 19. So look at part 19 for the dimensions. Make sure that you're in the right project. Make sure when you click on projects that there's a check mark next to your isometric shapes project. So we're going to go to new and we're going to make a standard IPT. Now mine is set up so that I have my tools set to one solid background of white. I also have the tools set on the part to have no new sketch. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit the home button so that I have my isometric view, and then I'm going to come here to origin and I'm going to draw this on the XZ plane so that I'm at the top view, and click right here, and then I'm going to go to new sketch. Now the dimensions of this, just the basic rectangle, so we're going to start by doing the bottom rectangle. It's 2.5 inches long and it is 1.5 inches deep. So I'm going to grab my rectangle and draw my rectangle, and I drew it in this direction because that's the direction that the part goes. Do not draw it in this direction. Now I'm going to grab my dimension tool, and since this is just a straight line, I can click the line and pull out, get this dimension, and I can click the line and pull out and get that dimension. Now this is 2.5 here, so I'm going to click that and go 2.5, and that's going to make that 2.5, and then this one is 1.5, so I'll type in 1.5, and there's our basic shape. Now I'm going to come up to finish sketch. I'm going to hit my home button, bring this into the center, and I'm going to extrude this piece. So we have extruded at 1 inch, but we actually just want to extrude it 0.25 inches because that's how deep the bottom square is. So I'm going to highlight this and go 0.25 and hit OK. So now we've got this basic block. Now I'm going to make the shape that goes up and forms the round arc. So I'm going to click here on my top piece and I'm going to click new sketch, and so I got a new sketch, and I'm going to click the top on my view so that I look at this dead on. Now with my rectangle tool, I'm going to select rectangle tool, and I'm going to put the crosshair just on the edge here so that the little ball turns green. I'm going to click, drag down, click again, and now I've got my little rectangle here, and I'm going to dimension this. This time I'm going to dimension it by clicking on each corner. So I'm going to click this corner and this corner and bring that dimension out. The reason I did it like that is because if you come down here and try and dimension this line by just clicking on the line, you're actually going to get this entire length. So that's why it's good to pinpoint the corners that you want. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click here and here, pull this dimension out. Now the width of this, if you look at the radius of the arc at the top, is 0.5, and so the entire distance would be 1 inch. So I'm going to click here and just do 1. And the width of this is 0.5, so I'm going to click here and put 0.5. So there we go. And I'm going to finish the sketch, go to my home view, I'm going to extrude this, and I'm going to extrude this face. So this time we have to pick which face. We can pick either of these, and I'm going to pick this one. Now it's going up 0.25 because that's what we had last time, but what does it have to be? Well, to the center of the circle is 1 inch, to the center of the hole I mean, and then the remainder is 0.5, so we want this to be 1.5 inches. Alright, click OK, click my home button, now I can see the whole shape. Now we're going to add all of the curves to this shape, and so in order to do a curve, we're going to do what's called a fillet, and this is going to make round edges on the corners, and the fillets on these edges right here are stated as 0.38. So I'm going to click on my radius here and type 0.38, and I'm going to come down here to where my line is and click there and click here, and that way I'm going to have 0.38 on both of those corners. It hasn't applied it yet because I haven't clicked apply, so I'm going to click apply right now, and so now I've got those rounded edges. The next thing I'm going to do is make the little sweep right here in this area, and that radius is 0.5, so I'm going to change the radius here to 0.5, and then I'm going to come down to this edge right here and click, and that's going to give me my little sweep 0.5 radius. And I'm going to click apply, and now we've got that. And the last one is the rounded top on this piece right here, and we're going to use a different kind of fillet. We're going to do a full round fillet, so I'm going to click here, and it automatically has side face set 1 selected. So you pick one side and then the center and then the other side. So in this case I want to start with one side here, and then the center side face is that one. So I've clicked here and then I clicked on the top, and now I'm going to pull my view so that I can see the back side, and I'm going to click this side right here. And so I've clicked the side, the top, and the other side to make this rounded fillet. Apply. Get out of that window by clicking cancel, and now I'm going to go back to my home view. We're pretty much done. Our basic shape is there. The only thing left to do is to make the holes, so I'm going to make the holes in the bottom here first. So I'll click here, make new to create a sketch. I'm going to go to my top view, and to make holes we're just going to use the point, and basically what this is going to do is we're going to say this is where the drill is going to enter the piece. So I'm going to click a point here, here, and here, because there's 3 holes in the base. And then I'm going to dimension these. The way I dimension these is I'm going to tell it how far away from these walls I want it to be. And it's 0.38 for all of them. So I'm going to click here on my point, and then I'm going to click here, and that's going to give me my first dimension. And then I'm going to click on the point again and this wall, and it's going to give me that dimension. And now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click here and on this wall, that's going to give me that dimension, and click here again and on this wall, that's going to give me that dimension, and once again right here to this wall, and here to this wall. Alright, so we've got all of our corners dimensioned to these points. I'm going to right click and go to done. Now that means I'm done dimensioning. Now I'm just going to change all these to 0.38. So I'm going to click on this, 0.38, this one, 0.38, again here, 0.38, Alright, now all of our points are right where they are supposed to be. So now what we're going to do is finish our sketch. I'm going to go to my home view, and I'm going to make holes, and because we made all these points at the same time, we can make one hole and they're all going to be the exact same. So I'm going to click on hole, and you see that the holes are there and they're going all the way through to here. The termination distance, we should just go through all, and that's just going to mean that it goes through the entire piece. We don't need the hole to go any farther than that. And we need the thickness of the hole, which is 0.25, which I already have this set at. Yours might be different, but I have a 0.25 through all. Click OK, and we've got our holes in our item right here. And now we just need this last hole, so I'm going to click here on this face and make a new sketch. I'm going to go to my front view, so I'm looking at this dead on. And this point happens to go right here at the very center of the radius of this circle. So that one's very easy to do. Usually we'd have to measure it, but in this case all we have to do is get our point tool, make sure that the arrow turns green, click it right there, and we've got a point. Finish sketch, home view. I'm going to go make a hole, and I'm going to just do through all, and the width of this hole, we're going to do it at 0.5. That's what it tells us to do. There's our hole. Click OK, home, and we've got our part 19, which is completely done.